before we kick into the class?
Negative.
Mm-mm.
All right. So first bit, right? Reaction to contact. Contact is defined. Well, it's not defined as always taking shots from the enemy. Right? Contact is also defined as visual contact. You can make contact with friendly forces by putting eyes on them. But in this instance, right, we're talking about you guys are patrolling and you get shot. How do you think that you should react? Okay.
Find
What
out
else?
cover.
Cover, return fire.
You said what, Lebo?
Get to cover, return fire.
Get to cover, return fire. Yeah. So the Marine Corps has a little acronym, right? And it's called RTR. All right. So this is going to be return fire, take cover, and then return accurate fire. All right. So what that's going to look like was what's up, bro? You're echoing, by the way, brother. What it's going to look like is if I am in the patrol and we're moving east, right? We're moving, and then we take contact left. You're going to raise your weapon, right? And essentially, that first return fire is just getting rounds towards the enemy, right? Making them go, oh shit, put their heads down. So it's a lot of rounds. So you can do like a quick burst, right? You can just fucking send as many as you possibly can, but you should only be standing for about 2 seconds, right? And then take cover. Well, as you see, we're out here in the salt flats, right? So we don't have cover. So then what should we do?
Prone or make cover.
Return accurate cover.
Well, yeah, we're gonna go prone. Do you know why we're gonna go prone as opposed to standing?
Makes us a smaller target.
It makes you a smaller target, right? So we're gonna go prone. All right, then we're gonna return accurate fire. So this is actually looking into your optic, placing the reticle on the face of the enemy, sending accurate rounds towards them. All right, so all together, right? This will look like this. So we're patrolling, contact left, prone, reticle on the enemy. All right. So if you guys could, let's get a ranger file, right? You'll be moving from west to east. I will call contact left, and then all of you are going to RTR.
What?
Ooh, whatever that means. Booyah. Booyah, sailor. All right. You guys are going to start moving. Contact left. And ceasefire, ceasefire. All right, so, hey, we're patrolling. We just took contact. All right, we RTR. What is next? Okay, so let's say, can't. You can make a decision, right? But you can't move. Because if you move, you will die. You are pinned down. What is next?
Establish
Air
cover.
support.
So you can't call air support. What did you say, Lobo?
Establish cover. Put up sandbags. Barricade.
Okay, maybe. Right. Well, we never want to stay stagnant, right? Especially while we're being attacked, unless we're in a fortified position, right? Because that fortified position is meant to be held. So we don't want to stay in the same place because this is going to allow the enemy to do what to us?
Focus up.
Yeah, they're gonna fuck you up. They're gonna fix your position, and they're gonna maneuver on you, and they're gonna kill you. All right. So what we need, right, is fire superiority, right? So fire superiority is defined, right, as the degree to which fire is superior to the enemies and the effect of fire in comparison to the enemy. Can anyone tell me what effect of fire means?
Rounds hitting targets.
Rounds hitting targets? Okay, kind of. Kowalski?
The amount of rounds hitting targets.
Okay. Hennessy, do you have anything? Can you explain that a little bit more? So your squad freaks out if they have fire superiority? Well, we're gonna go into how to get fire superiority in a little bit. We have to talk about like what fire superiority is first. But you're not again. I see what you're saying, right? And you're not totally wrong. But we're gonna get into that. Right. But the effective fire, right? That's gonna include the caliber of the round and how accurate the rounds are on the enemy position. So let's take the bell. You have 5.56 and you have 40 mic, right?
What?
So if I'm shooting 5.56 about 2 meters above your head, you're gonna get that crack sound, right?
Ow.
That's gonna make you go, holy fucking shit, right? I need to put my head down, right? But if I have 40 mic, like LaBelle does, and I put that round within 20 meters of you, what are you gonna say?
Oh fuck! I'm gonna lay
Holy
down.
fuck, that is close. I need to get behind cover, and I need to not be peeking. So then you just same thing with like 50 cal, right? I can shoot 50 cal probably 20 meters above your head, right? But because the caliber of the round, how big and how fast it is, it's gonna make you shit your britches a little bit, right?
What?
So depending on the caliber of the round that we have, you can kind of get away with being a little bit less accurate to help you gain that fire speed, right? That's the effect of fire, right? So if you have a greater effect of fire in comparison to the enemy, right, how accurate your rounds are in the caliber of those rounds, um, that's going to help you gain fire superiority, right? So fire superiority is going to allow movement of the assault element, where this is through bounding, maneuvering, right? So fire superiority that's not going to allow the enemy to move; it's going to fix their position. Um, and to win in any fight, you need fire superiority. Once fire superiority is gained, this is also known as suppression, right? And suppression is defined as fire that degrades the performance of the enemy below the level needed to fulfill its mission. So if the enemy's mission is to close with and destroy you, right? You're not going to allow them to do that if you have fire superiority, right? If their mission is to hold this urban block, but you have fire superiority and you are closing with to destroy them, they're not going to be able to hold that block because you have fire superiority. Does that make sense?
What?
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about gaining fire superiority now, right? How would you, right, LaBelle, gain fire superiority? You are pinned down. You cannot move. What are you doing?
Assuming I'm part of a team or just on my own, I would direct my fire specifically to the main body of whatever's fucking me up.
Okay, so let's say you're a squad leader again, right?
What?
Right. Okay. And you have that squad, and you're being attacked by another squad,
Being fucked up.
being fucked up. So you guys are already trying to shoot at the enemy. You're shooting, but you can't move because they have fire superiority and you do not. How are you going to gain it?
Fuck. I'm drawing a blank here.
A different weapon? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So tell right the grenadiers in your squad or your team like, hey, get the 40 mic up. All right, 40 mic in the fight. All right, what else?
MG's focus fire on this location.
Okay.
If there's a DMR in the squad, have them start picking off people of interest, machine gunners, other enemy grenade launchers.
Okay. Got anything else?
If in a pinch, use the disposables.
Okay. So let's say you're in a squad, you have 12 dudes. All right, let's say you don't have any 40 mic. Let's say you don't have any else. You don't have any saws or 240 Bravos with you. Right? What do you think you could do? So if I'm sitting here, right, and the sustained rate of the M4 is one shot every 5 rounds, right? So, right, what could you tell, right, your rifleman to do to help you gain that fire superiority?
Could tell my rifleman to start shooting in bursts.
Start shooting in
3 to
bursts.
5.
Okay, so like increasing those rates on the weapon system, right? So instead of shooting one every 5 rounds, right, they can shoot one every 3, one every 2, or hey, put it on full auto and just fucking dump rounds towards the enemy. Right. Also, we talked about HE race. We talked about increasing race on the weapon system. What about like mortars?
Yeah.
That can help you gain fire superiority? Yeah, good.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's say so you're dismounted, you have a squad, you're being attacked. What about and then let's say like a click away, you have a squad with 240s and 50 cals and they're mounted. right? What about calling up for support with those larger caliber weapons and getting those in the fight? Do you think that could help you gain fire superiority?
Very much so.
Yeah, definitely could. Hold on, give me a second. What's up, baby? All right. So, we talked about gaining fire superiority. All right, so we gain it right through these means, and now we have suppression. But once suppression is gained, right, movement of the force needs to happen as soon as possible. Suppression without movement is a waste of ammo, and movement without suppression is suicide.
That's a famous quote.
It is a famous quote. All right, so we just talked about reaction to contact, RTR, fire superiority, and methods of gaining fire superiority. Do you have any questions before we move on?
I know.
No questions for me? All right.
Nope.
Go ahead and move on then. We're going to talk about fire and movement now. All right, does anyone know what fire and movement is?
Moving and firing at the same time, or maneuvering while you're firing.
Not quite, because maneuvering and moving are two different things. We're going to get into that a little bit. LaBelle, you got anything?
Stuff along the lines of like bounding, have one force move while the other force is providing suppression, or utilizing smokes to conceal one movement while another movement is still keeping fire on the enemy.
Yeah, so fire movement, this is also known as bounding or even buddy rushing, right? So firing and moving involves alternating between one moving and one firing element. Both of these elements tend to be internal to one unit, and this is what makes it different than fire and maneuver. One element is going to lay down, or if cover allows, right, they can crouch or stand. They're going to accurately suppress the enemy, while the other element makes a short bound. The actual length of this bound should be just long enough to say, I'm up, he sees me, I'm down, which is about 1.2 to 1.7 seconds. All right, so once the bound is complete, the bounding element now takes the role of the suppressing element. So they finish their bound, they lay down or get behind cover, and they start suppressing. All right, and the element that was previously suppressing takes the role of the bounding element. All right, the lowest element that you can possibly do this at is a buddy pair, so me and LaBelle. But if you can do this, right, with two squads, one squad's going to suppress while the other squad bounds, they're going to alternate. Or you can do this within your squad with two teams. Hey, Alpha team, move, Bravo team suppress. So as they bound up, right, they take their cover, and then Bravo team will start suppressing, and Alpha team's going to move. That makes sense?
Yeah.
All right. So bounding doesn't always have to be forward and backwards either. This can also be done left and right. Typically, right, you're going to want to do this. This is known as banana peeling too. If, let's say, we're taking fire from the objective, right, and it's over here. Right, red smoke. It's going to be the objective. Right. We would then banana peel left to right to get us online or centered with the objective, right, so that way we can then start firing and moving. All right. Real quick, you guys good? Just go ahead and get in the Ranger file. All right. You're going to get some shots taken at you, and then you are going to bound. All right. Or would anyone like me to kind of show you on my own before we do it, or does everyone think that they have a good idea?
I got a good idea.
I got a pretty good idea.
Okay.
Wait, Ranger files left to right?
No, well, Ranger file face the east. All right, you're going to RTR. All right, I will be your unit leader. All right, and I'm going to tell you to fire and move. Ooh, yeah.
What?
All right, you guys are good to start moving.
All right. I'm gonna bound forward. Gentlemen. All right. Set.
I'm moving up.
Set. Now move up. gotta push up in front of me. And get some smoke out. Alright, Kowalski's moving. I'm hit. Alright, Kowalski's set. Alright, I'm moving. Alright, I'm moving. Alright, I'm set. Labelle, push up. Hey, Labelle, can you hear me? Yeah. Alright, I'm pushing.
Getting up and moving. All set.
I'm moving. Set.
I'm moving.
User disconnected from your channel. User joined your channel.
Hey, can y'all hear me? All right, there you go. Pause real quick. Pause real. My TeamSpeak wasn't working. All right, pause real quick. All right, hey, so the enemy at the objective is damn near destroyed, right? So now, as the unit leader, you need to call everyone online with Kowalski. All right, get everyone online. Keep facing the objective. Everyone push up online. All right, they're gonna call out them, tell them to assault through. All right, so everyone's gonna pick up, keep the rifles pointed downrange. They're just gonna walk towards the objective. All right, this is where you're gonna perform your dead checks. All right, make sure everyone's dead, so on and so forth. So at this time, pick up assault through.
That's a rock.
User disconnected from your channel. User joined your channel.
All right, and index. Something's going on with my TeamSpeak. So y'all couldn't hear me, right? But so it's your job. You can hear me now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured. I knew you guys couldn't hear me because I kept telling Henny the same thing over and over. I was like, why is this guy not listening to me? All right, but it's your job as the unit leader, right, to sit back and you want everyone to be evenly dispersed, right, for two reasons. You obviously don't want one of your dudes being too close and then one bounds in front of the other while he's
User
shooting.
left your
He
channel.
actually
Joined
gets
your
shot.
channel.
And maybe he gets hurt, maybe he dies. And obviously you want an even dispersion of fires too. Also, right, you don't want a 40 mic or grenades landing between two people and then kill them both, right?
Yep.
But I was telling Henny, right? So Henny, do you think that you were a little bit too close to LaBelle or Kowalski?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was trying to show you guys what you should be doing as a unit leader, but you guys couldn't hear me. Right, the whole time I was sitting there, I was like, Henny, you need to shift left on this next bound. Henny, this next bound,
Aren't you
shift left.
fucking listening?
And I'm like, why is this guy not listening to me? And I go in and my TeamSpeak's fucking not working. So yeah, remember, it's your job as the unit leader to control it, right? You shouldn't necessarily be up there bounding with them. You should be a little bit back, right? You're still shooting, you're still moving, but you're watching their dispersion and you're fixing them. Remember, your job as the unit leader is to control their fires, right? Do we have any questions about anything we just did?
Nope.
All right.
Not really.
Now we're gonna go back. All right. We're going to appeal.
Beat me
I'm
up,
going to need to
Reeves.
rearm though, because I went kind of crazy with my 40 mic mic.
Well, we're not gonna shoot on this one, so
Oh.
we're just gonna show. Right. We'll shoot on the next one though.
Are we gonna have to yell bang bang?
No. You're good.
Okay.
All right, so banana peel. Remember earlier when I said use this if so obviously like if you need to take cover, right? There's cover just to the right, you can banana peel everyone behind the cover, or if you're off centered from the objective or where you're taking contact from, if you're off centered, you can't get as many guns to the fight as you would like, so you can banana peel towards it. So all it's gonna look like, right? You as the unit leader, everyone's online, everyone can get online, and then you'll call out banana peel right, so that far left man will come down. Ask me on the right hand side. I'll get some smoke out here just so we have reference. All right, red smoke is where we're taking contact from. There we go. All right, so banana peel right, that far left man. Pick up, come behind. You're sprinting down, and obviously through this, like we're all firing. We need to be going straight left and right. We're kind of going diagonal right now. So keep banana peeling. Kowalski. Right, and it's your job as the unit leader to see this. Okay, you guys need to go more right. I'm an idiot.
What's moving? Set.
And index. I'm sure you guys get the gist of it now. Alright. Here, if you want to rearm. Actually, are we all good on 5.56?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so. Okay. Alright, so we'll be good. So now we're going to talk about. For reference. We're going to talk about left hooks and right hooks. Alright. So when calling for a hooking maneuver, right, this is also known as action left and action right, but an action left is a right hook and an action right is a left hook. It's so much easier just to call it left hook and right hook. So look at the map real quick. All right, over at the Salt Flats. So if this is us, right? These 4 dots. We're taking contact from the enemy, which we'll just say is the objective marker. Boom. Taking contact from the enemy. Right. So these are our fields of fire. Fucking shit. What is going on? Why am I doing this? Even while I'm in the map is crazy.
Yep.
Alright. So these are our fields of fire right here, right? And so when you call for this, right, it's important for you to assess 3 things: enemy position, friendly position, and any key terrain nearby. Right. I don't know about you guys, but me, I just know when it's right to call for a left hook or right hook. Like I see it and I'm like, oh yeah, we need this. But you can also use this if you see that they're trying to flank you. You can use this to cut off their flank, or you can also just redirect fire and just mow down their flank. But a hook maneuver is best done with a squad containing at least 2 teams. Obviously, right, you can do this in a team, but it's better to do it in a squad or 2 squads, right? 1 squad will hook, the other squad will be the base of fire. So one team's going to set an internal base of fire, and the other team is essentially going to banana peel, right? But if terrain and fire security allows, you can maneuver towards a flanking position on the enemy. All right, and then when you call for a hook, right, the left and the right is going to dictate which team it is and which direction they're going. So what this will look like, right? These 2, their fields of fire. They're fucking shooting at the enemy, and these guys are going to start banana peeling. Oh shit. Into fucking idiot. Right, and you're gonna kind of want to arch this until they end up perfectly on the flank of the enemy. Boom. This is in state. A left hook is going to look like these 2. All right, and then once they're there, you can call for either this team to fire a move, or you can call the team that was the internal base of fire move. Right, but if you tell these guys on the left hand side, if you tell them to fire a move or to start pushing up, you're going to cut these guys off. Right, so it's better, in my opinion, if you tell that base of fire to move quicker. Right, they can go further and close with more than these guys can before cutting each other off from their fires. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So real quick, we're just gonna do this together. Who wants to perform the hook?
I do.
Kowalski and Penny. You guys will perform the hook. Me and LaBelle are gonna be the internal base of fire. Right. The red smoke will be the enemy. All right.
We did this a couple times in the jungle, didn't we, Reeves?
Yes, we did. Contact front.
All right, Kowalski moving. Or no, that's you.
And then
You
your
got it.
leader's gonna call left hook. Right. Left hook, hook, left hook. Yep, you're going around. Left hook.
All right. Set. Moving. Set.
and index.
Huh?
All right. Does that make sense to everyone? Do you have any questions about that?
Negative.
No. Who is shooting at? What is going on? It's that thing over there that we keep shooting towards. Alright. We just talked about fire movement, left hooks, and right hooks. Do you have any questions?
9.
Negative.
No questions. Alright, all of you, come with me. Pause.
Hey, Reeves.
What's up, shitter?
I accidentally gave you my kit.
What do you mean you actually gave me your kit?
I was resupplying myself. Right clicked on you. I saw the seat.
Okay, you're dropped from the course.
Oh,
That's not allowed.
my
Demoted.
apologies. Demoted immediately. My bad.
Alright, this right here will work. Boom.
Oh, we're on the mountain.
Yeah, we out here. This is such a shitty kit, though. I'm pissed. that you got
I
this
fuck
one.
shit up. I fuck
This
shit
thing,
up with that.
this thing fucking sucks, bro.
I fuck shit up with
It
this
doesn't
kit.
even look
Don't
cool,
at me.
man. Doesn't even
Yeah,
look
it really
cool.
It's not
doesn't
about
look
looking
cool.
cool. It's about being effective.
Yeah, but rule number one is look cool.
Yeah, that
Who
was.
gives a
No, that's
fuck?
rule number 2. Rule number
No.
1 is don't fuck up.
No.
Yeah. I'm drowning.
Alright. So,
Got the
now we're going to
bird
talk about
control glasses.
fire and maneuver. Alright.
Fire maneuver.
This requires more planning and coordination to avoid fractures. Alright, fire maneuver is different from fire movement. Because in fire maneuver, one unit, such as a squad, support by fire and / or fire support agencies like mortars and artillery, uses fires to fix the enemy, preventing him from moving or reorientating his forces. Right? This allows another unit to maneuver to a position of advantage, like the enemy flank. Once in a position of advantage, the maneuver unit finishes the assault using fire and movement. Right? The commander, right, should use fire support, coordination measures, tactical control measures, and a signal plan to avoid fratricide. All right, so let's talk about the avoiding fratricide part real quick. What that's going to look like is, so this can be done in planning. Right, this can be done when you hit your release point and you drop off your support by fire. Or you can do it other ways, like have your far left man wearing he has a fucking flag on him, right? Or they can just pay attention to the main body of the assault force. So usually you want to cut fires from your support by fire when they're 100 meters from the objective, right? At most 100 meters. So what that could look like is you come up here, right, with the unit that's going to be support by fire. You come up, you go, hey, fucking shitter, do you see that left the fucking what are those called, man? What are these called?
Buildings?
No. Fucking, I know what a building's called. The thing
What
with
are we
the
looking at?
power lines. The thing with the power lines on them.
Oh,
Oh,
like a power line.
Yeah, power lines.
Power posts.
Alright, so hey man, you see that power post? 2 to the left of the objective, right? So we'll say those buildings are the objective. You're gonna cut fires once we pass that. Alright. Oh, okay. So you're gonna pay attention to where you guys are. Right. And what you're gonna do is shift fires, right? So square by fire, but then shift fires to the right of the objective, right? And this is going to eliminate any like squirters that are trying to leave the objective, or they can shift fires above, right, and give you overhead fire, still giving you that suppression while you are bounding. All right. So what this is going to look like? Fuck me. Where are we? There we are.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, what up, gang?
Yeah, what are these Russians?
Basically, they're Ukrainian.
Hmm.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Oh, AK-12 gang.
Give it 2 years, they might be Russian.
That's crazy.
It's fucked up.
That is a fucked up thing to say. Yeah.
Gotta get some material rights.
Up for grabs is crazy. Yeah.
I got a destiny to manifest.
Yeah, they just want to speak Russian, bro.
Don't they speak Russian already? I mean, I might be wrong, but oh,
Some
really?
of
It's,
that dialects.
Ukrainian.
Here, step back because these guys will shoot you if you're in the way.
Let's not do that. But it's like how Siberian Russian is different from Russian in Moscow.
All right, so hey, our support by fire. Off. That is fucking trash. After you. Oh, these guys. Should be shooting over there at this objective. And if you look over to the left, you can't see them yet, right? Because they're behind that hill.
I can't hear a fucking thing you're saying.
I can't see it.
On the AI side. Alright, so sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. So here, let's go to the map. Alright, and then I'll walk us through it on the map. Alright, so we are L 206. Alright, so we should be about right. Over here, this is going to be our SPF. Yep. Put effective flag. Boom. This is our SPF. Effective base right here. Alright, so their fires. Sorry, man, the AI usually fucking doesn't suck this bad, but
Shit happens.
these are their fires. Alright, and let's say this black line is going to be our patrol up here. Alright, so we started back here. We're gonna come, bam, 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 bam. Alright, we hit our fucking release point. Boom. Hit our release point. Talked about when and where to shift fires, yada, yada, yada. Alright, and now we need to move towards our assault, our assault point, our attack point, right? Both mean the same thing. This is your last position of cover and concealment before you start your assault. So we, the assault element, move. All right, we're gonna get behind some more cover. Move back here. All right, and they're not suppressing necessarily this entire time. If they have the ammo allotment, they can start earlier. But if not, then just save it once you get to your assault point. So we'll say this is our assault point. Boom. So this area right here, how do you think we're moving?
Behind
Fast,
deflate?
low.
So behind deflate. Did you say low?
I don't know if we have to be low, but we just, fast.
Yeah, fast, dude. We're moving. We have our dudes on the SPF. We're not bounding. We're not like just patrolling with our dicks in our hands. Like
Full
we
send.
are moving to the assault point so that way we can kill these people. Right? You get to the assault point. If you wanted them to start the suppression while you're back here, you can. Right? Doesn't matter, but it's something that you need to communicate with the support by fire. Like how long can you suppress for us? If they only take you 5 minutes, I'd probably start it at the assault point. All right, so then you would then push out to get online with the objective on the flank. Push out. Boom. Here. Right. You can start covering and moving. Right. Covering and moving is the same thing as fire and moving, but you're not firing. You have nothing to fire at. Right. But you're just keeping your weapon pointed towards the enemy. Start covering and moving. Right. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Then you take contact out here. This is where you're gonna start fire and move. Fire and move towards the objective. Right. You're gonna call for the shift fire. All right. So what you actually do is you would call and you tell them, hey, we're getting close, prepare to shift fire. Or they would see it and just automatically do it. But you always just want that extra communication just to ensure that none of your guys get ripped by a machine gun burst. Right? You call for them to shift fire. Roger, prepare to shift fire. And they shift fire. Right? And then they're gonna boom off to the right of the objective. Right? They're gonna keep that suppression up. But you then move on to the objective. You fucking destroy everyone inside. Do you have any questions about firing or about fire movement? Or fire maneuver, my bad.
Negative.
No questions.
It's just
I-
a big flanking maneuver.
Yeah, it's basically a big flanking maneuver with a bunch of badasses on a support by fire, allowing you to maneuver, essentially.
Yeah.
All right, so if you have any questions for me, I have a question for you. What is the difference between fire and movement and fire and maneuver? Yeah, the biggest difference is fire movement is done within one element, right? And fire maneuver is broken up into 2 elements. All right. Do we have any questions about anything we've gone over so far before we move on?
Why is it so complicated?
Why is it so complicated? Which part is complicated?
Just so many words.
Is there anything you're
I'm kinda
confused
joking.
on, or
No, I'm kind of joking, honestly.
I like
it
those
is
little,
a little complicated, and you know the worst part. This is like bare bones infantry
Yeah,
stuff. Like
absolutely.
there's so much more. There's so much. I could get in like how to effectively use your rockets in an attack, or how to actually use 40 mic because I mean 40 mic is used for suppression, but their main target is multi-crude weapon systems like machine guns and mortars.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, there's so much. Like you can use rockets to start signal that you're about to start your assault. You're moving from the assault pause. Like you could put a rocket guy on that hill, then he takes a rocket shot on like a machine gun bunker or just maybe the main building, and then you start your assault. Like there's so much more that we can get into, bro. It's
Shocking.
actually insane. Yeah, straight. Yeah, 100%.
If it's a
So rockets aren't just used for anti-armor, right? They're also used for fortified positions.
Fun fact: did you know that the backblasts cancel each other out? So if me and Hennessy right here shot fucking rockets back to back, they would cancel each other out. We
Does
wouldn't
it
go down.
actually?
they would
Yeah,
don't do it.
I
Please
did.
tell me
No,
that
I
doesn't
promise
work.
you, I did it when like during my training with Smitty.
No fucking.
Want to try?
Yeah, show me.
All right, ready? Are we back to back?
Yep,
Yep.
you're back to back.
Okay,
Or no,
ready?
Henny, stop. Henny,
Hennessy.
face this way. Henny, face that way. There you go. Now you're back to back.
Look at me. Yep. Hennessy's good. Kowalski's good. Set.
All right, ready? 3. If backblast is definitely not clear. All right, 3, 2, 1. See? What did I tell you?
Oh well, I also have I disabled damage on you guys. Maybe that.
There you go.
Oh, that's. You got this switch.
That's no
Yeah,
very
it's
nice.
disabled.
First one.
Nice.
Yeah. I was doing that because I've done this before, and people go down on the fire movement, and it's like becomes such a like fuck
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, that's fair.
My arms got fucked up.
All right, so now, gentlemen, we're going to talk about reacting to ambushes. So, on the receiving end of an ambush, right, the end that people typically don't want to be on, there's two types of ambushes, right? And then on the giving end, the end that you typically want to be on, there's also two types. There's single point and dual point. Can anyone guess the difference between single point and dual point?
One has 1 point of contact. One has 2 different points of contact.
Kind of, right? So in a dual point, they're usually bigger, right? Or they're separated more, but there's 2 kill zones, right? And a single point, there's only 1 kill zone. Maybe that's something I should add into this is setting ambushes. But dude, this is already going to be like another hour and a half. So it's like, how much more can I add into this without making it a fucking pain in the ass? But being on the receiving end of an ambush, being on the receiving end of the ambush, there's 2 kinds. Can anyone guess what they might be? Yeah. There's near and far. All right. Now, what makes a near ambush, and what makes a far ambush?
I'm listening. I'm just gonna go pee.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly. A near ambush is 50 meters in, and a far ambush is anything past 50 meters. Now, how do you think we are going? You can still hear us, right, Kowalski?
Yeah, he's being. Don't worry about it.
I thought he said that he could still hear us. But anyways, how do you think we're going to handle a far ambush? Fire move. All right. We're gonna RTR. Maybe we won't always fire move. Maybe we have to break contact, right? Maybe we have to do a left hook or a right hook. But you're gonna RTR. You're gonna assess what you need to do, and you're gonna do it. All right. What about a near ambush?
I can hear, by the way. I just my microphone is connected to my headset.
Oh, okay. You said what, Henny? Are you fucking reading my SOP right now?
Sounds like he's reading the SOP.
No.
He's reading it.
Yeah, so a near ambush is 50 meters and less. And essentially what we're going to do is assault group, right? This is actually called, turn and burn, right? Can you tell me what turn means?
Turning
Look in the direction he's getting fucked up from.
Turning towards the enemy? What does burn mean?
No.
Putting in
Fire.
Putting in much shit on
You're going to burn. You're going to fucking throw fat. Oh, well, I almost said a bad word. We're going to throw frags, right? And
Cigarettes.
dump our rounds, and then assault through the position. All right. This makes sense. Does anybody know why we wouldn't want to RTR in a near ambush?
Where's our terrorist?
Return fire, take cover, return accurate fire.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm 50 meters away from you. I can see you pretty fucking well, right? And if this is if I set my ambush in a good spot, you're not gonna have a whole lot of cover to take, right? And even if you do take cover, I'm gonna throw a frag at you. You're gonna be sitting behind cover, and a frag's gonna land down near you. It's gonna fuck you up if not kill you, right? So you don't want to take the time to take cover, sit there, and then start firing moving, because they're only 50 meters. You need to turn and get your ammo off as quickly as possible. Does this make sense? All right. Yep. Everyone's guns up, moving out of fucking combat phase, and they're just dumping as many rounds as they can. That makes sense?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to demonstrate this with Op 4, or do you want to move on?
Us, I'm up 4.
All right. Gentlemen, get online and start patrolling.
Okay, ready?
Yep, start patrolling. Move to the east.
Oh, contact up.
guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Because that was my problem last time. Is I would RC someone, and then I couldn't talk. But yeah, the only thing I would say differently is get those frags out. You know what I mean?
Do I have any frags? I do.
That's important. Oh,
Alright.
look at that.
You want to try to get frags?
What?
Do we want to try it again with the frags?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can go with throwing a grenade or two.
Not sure why my earplugs weren't in.
Start patrolling, and then you'll take contact at some point.
Where's Hennessy? Is he coming around? Oh, okay. Oh, no worries. You're gonna get some military grade snipers. Yeah.
Keep patrolling, pussy.
Contact left. North.
User joined your channel.
Alright, do you see the effectiveness of throwing those frags now?
Yeah.
Well, they literally took out like 3 dudes with frag, and then it was over. Essentially.
Very useful between reloads.
Alright. Alright, the last like movement technique that we're gonna talk about is breaking contact. Alright. How do you think that we break contact? Yeah, straight up, dude. You're fucking firing and moving to the rear. That's yeah. You can throw smokes too. Right. Throw smokes. Yeah, fire and move that way. All that's gonna look like is LaBelle, meaning you're firing. All right. Then turn. Run to the rear. Get set. Reloading.
Set. Moving.
Index. Alright. Have any questions?
9.
The only thing that I will note is if you guys noticed, me and LaBelle weren't talking. Right? I forgot to bring this up earlier. LaBelle wasn't telling me set. I wasn't telling LaBelle set. He was telling me he was moving. I was telling him I was moving. How do you think that we were able to still effectively fire and move?
We were looking at each other.
Yeah, I'm looking at each other, or I'm listening for his gun to join the fight. Just remember, try this an op, right? Fire moving op. You're going to be getting shot at. You're going to be getting shot. Right? What we don't want is people using the radio comms. Right? And it might be hard to hear each other in proximity chat. So, when you take this back to your teams or your squads, have them practice, right, firing and moving without talking. They're paying attention to the person that they are firing and moving with, essentially. Hey, did I just hear his gun join the fight? Can I look back or look up and see that he is accurately shooting the enemy? He is. I'm good to move. All right. I mean, shit changes. You know what I mean? Like me and you might be battle buddies, but then we're in patrol and some shit has happened. Now we need to fire and move, but we're on opposite sides of each other, right? They just need to take the initiative. Look at someone to their right or left, right? And then just kind of move off of them. You know what I mean? Or yeah, it just naturally falls into place. As long as they're not moving while someone isn't shooting for them, then they're good. Any questions before we move on? All right. What do you mean?
Everyone's guess.
Yeah, it'll just come with practice. That's all. All right. Nope. We're gonna go open.
Oh no. Run them out.
Oh shit! This was just that good.
Oh no, I like the scenery.
Yeah, that's pretty beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Nope.
Okay, take a picture.
What? Ooh, this one looks like fire. Good observation. Oh,
How did I think it was this fucking place?
all right. So now we're gonna get into ad racks. All right. So as the unit leader, all right, it's your job to assess 5 things. All right, this is the enemy position, the friendly position, and terrain. Terrain at your position, enemy position, and in between. Right? The distance to the enemy, the size of the enemy element compared to the size of the friendly element. After assessing, right, this needs to be done quickly. You're going to state what is called an ad rack. Does anybody know what an ad rack is?
Negative.
All right. So it's ADDRAC. That first A stands for alert. This is to gain the attention of your friendlies. Right? It's also to know that an ad rack is coming. You can say like alert, squad, team, so on and so forth. Right? The description is the description of the enemy that should include its size. Right? So squad in the open, gun bunker, team in a fixed position, so on and so forth. And direction of the enemy. It doesn't matter what you say as long as they know where the direction is. So 6 o'clock east, front, bearing 285, so on and so forth. And the range of the enemy. It doesn't matter what this is given in. It can be yards, it can be meters, it can be feet. It can be miles for all I fucking care. Right? As long as they know how far away the enemy is. Then an assignment. All right. What do you want your element to do? Do you want to fire move? Do you want to left hook, right hook? Do you want to break contact? Do you want to set a base fire? Do you want to lay prone and jump all your rounds? All right. So whatever you want to do. Control. Basically, hey, you're doing this now. All right. That can be on my command, go. On my command, fire. So when we throw all this together, right, it'll sound like this. Squad. Enemy squad on top of the ridge east. 150 meters. Fire and move on my command. Fire and move on my command. Fire and move. Or team. Buddy pair patrolling northwest. 200 meters. Open it up at a cyclic rate on my command. Fire. Have any questions?
Nope.
Negative.
All right. So let me get 2 of you. Just go over there and wait. All right. And then one of you will stay back and spin the ad rack. Henny, come here. All right. Alert. Description direction. And also, like, the order doesn't matter as long as they receive all this information. You know what I mean? Range assignment control. All right. Keep looking out there, right? You'll fucking see something, and then tell them what to do.
This is pretty good. did. I've actually really enjoyed this one. I've just been using it.
Do you not see what I put out there? Look for it. You'll see it.
Damn.
User left to join your channel.
Okay. I can need more ammo while you're at it. Thanks. What are we doing here? Same one. Yeah.
Whoa, there's not one times out there.
I've had the same one.
There's not two times. Might be. Look at the road. Look at the road.
Oh, this
One.
one again too.
Not three times.
Or that's what I meant. Yeah, I like
There
that.
you go. Oh, okay.
What's the shit on the top? Is that for floor oversight? The height.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know why all that shit's on the ground now, but... Whoa. I could use some ammo though. Damn,
Sorry, what? You have any questions? Okay.
Wait, you let me die last night?
Yep. Seems no complaints. Just have the next guy come up and then they'll split theirs.
Oh, I remember that. Thank you. Yeah, I remember that actually.
Would you care for a cigarette?
Hey, what's up, man? Whenever you see it, you are free to call the
Put it in your backpack. There's a cigarette and a lighter. Where's my lighter? Where'd it go? Where'd you put my lighter? There it is.
Calling the squad to maneuver in a certain direction.
It's whatever you want to do.
Hooah! Get it? God, this is stressing me out. Yeah.
Enemy
My last team leader training was literally just don't be a cunt. And then I became a cunt.
200, 300 meters.
Success. Very nice.
Sorry, what was the last half? My bad.
Welcome to the wonderful world of being a team leader. Yeah, you just need to fuck up a lot. You fuck up and you learn.
I got you. So, okay. So, on my command, fire and maneuver, whatever,
shit happens, you know. Well, they know where you are, and if you can figure out where they are, put rounds on target if you can. If not, conceal your position and get the fuck out of Dodge. Obviously, depending on the situation. That's a Yep. Yeah, I was there. Fire.
Hello, what the hell?
Oh, it's fine. Out of the way.
What's up, hitter?
Like what do you mean? I don't have Zeus, I don't think. Mm-hmm. No. AP, yeah. Mm-hmm. They do look kind of cool. I hate the Stags though. Isn't that what that is? I'm a PMAG guy. I just realized I'm on a mag.
My bad, my mic's weird. Yeah. Did you give her directions? Or Baron? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. No problem with that.
Oh, brother, you were talking to the wrong guy. I shoot pistols. I shoot pistols. That's the extent. Illinois just banned rifle fills. Yeah, it's fucking horseshit. In the Supreme Court right now.
This is my favorite part of the training. This is also the newest part.
Okay.
So we need to go out. Where essentially? Hold on. Fuck me. Don't actually. Alright.
Oh boy.
I don't fraternize with officers.
Okay, but I'm gonna fraternize you.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. So this is called SOSER. Alright, so this is used when breaching obstacles. This is also used in the first S of the risk process. Alright. So SOSER. Suppress, obscure, secure, and reduce. I don't know why reduce isn't in here. It is. It's just okay. Yeah, it was separated completely.
Why?
I don't know. So fuck with my shit, homie. Yeah, so suppress, obscure, secure, reduce. So let's set up an obstacle real quick. This is reduce.
Reduce to atoms.
Let's go over here.
What a fence, but not like a super shitty one. I think this is one of the shitty ones, but.
Hey, Murray.
Don't worry about it.
Does anyone have an uniform
No,
right
Sam.
now? Okay.
I always carry wire covers. Not supposed to, but I do. I got mine.
Okay, I got one. All right, so let's go down here. All right, I'm gonna show you what it looks like, and then we'll do it.
I smell you.
All right, so what's the first step? Someone tell me. All right, so we're breaching an obstacle, right? So what are we suppressing?
The enemies
Oh,
on the
Texas
other
are
side
right.
of that obstacle.
The enemies on the other side. What about to the left and right? Right. Imagine this fence obviously like goes a lot further. Like it doesn't actually stop here. All right.
Nice
So
wide fence.
You said what?
No.
Okay. So we're gonna suppress the breach point. Make sure there's no one on the other side of the breach point. All right. And then obviously everything to the left and right of it. All right. You're obviously going to stop suppressing at the breach point after you throw your smoke. All right. Because you have someone going up there to breach it. But you're going to keep the suppression on the left and right. You're basically going to give them what's called a funnel of love. All right. You're isolating that point to walk up to it freely and be able to breach it. Right. So we have suppression. Everyone's shooting. Everyone's shooting. All right. We have suppression to the left and right. And then you're going to throw your smoke. Smoke. All right, right on the breach point, and you want to make a wall to the left and to the right. So the smoke's out, and then your breach is coming out. Come with me. All right. So your breacher runs up. All right, and then he's gonna go. I'm cutting it.
Oh, he's got it.
Yep, 5 seconds. You do. Oh, come back, gentlemen. At this point, it's just the breacher who's up here. All right. Because let's say, yeah, you would all three be back there shooting adjacent to the breacher. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yep.
Like I said, you cut it. And then your breacher, whoever breached it, is then going to go through. He's basically make sure this is clear of bombs, right? Before he does that, right? Utilize your HE. Right? Throw it on the other side. Just in case there's any personnel. Yep. Throw your HE out. Right? This is going to help you secure it. There's your grenades out. Obviously, smoke will still be here. Alright, so the smoke's still there, you just do the smoke fast, and you're gonna come out, and you're gonna let your unit leader, or the breacher's gonna let you know, hey, breach secured. Right, secured meaning I am on the other side, and it is clear to come through. And then you will send your guys up one by one. So come out LeBeau. And then you secure this by getting online. So LeBeau's gonna stop there. You're gonna hold security. Next guy's gonna come through. All right, and then the last man's gonna come through. Boom. And now we have just done what is called Saucer. So, Kowalski, you're gonna be in charge. You're the unit leader. All right, we're gonna get a new fence up, and then you're gonna run. You're gonna tell everyone what the fuck to do.
Okay.
I can't delete. Hold on. There you go. All right,
Henny, was
Kowalski,
that you that? Yeah.
tell us what to do.
Henny, did you say you had wire cutters?
I do.
LaBelle does? Okay. So let me know when you're ready. Okay, can I have It's fine, LaBelle will go breach. Alright, gentlemen. Alright, gentlemen, can I have some suppressive fire? Breach point is right in front of us.
Reloading.
Alright, let's get some smokes out.
Suppression. We're about to have observation.
Just freshen up, Henny. Alright, LaBelle, and then you go make a breach point for her. Reloading.
Reload.
Alright, Belle's in.
Alright,
Let's get moving. Right behind you, LaBelle.
and next. Do you have any questions?
Negative.
Hey, just remember while you're on your suppression part, right? It would be wise, and it is my fault I didn't bring it up. It would be wise to use HE and put it on the other side of the fence. It's just gonna help you secure it.
Yeah. Also staggering reloads, like in Talking Guns.
Yep.
I was trying to like, because me and LaBelle were fucking reloading at the same time. I'm like, fuck. Gotta stagger those.
Shit happens.
All right, gentlemen. Oh, almost done. I promise.
He's lying to us.
So now we're going to talk about leaders recon. We used to do this all the time in JTF. I don't know why we don't do it anymore. I think it's fucking stupid.
Because we get drones now.
Yeah, but that could also be a part of the leaders recon. It's just a drone. All right, so approximately 250 meters, 500 meters outside of the objective. Basically, going to put the squad into a 360. All right. This is going to be your objective rally point. And you're going on what's called a leader recon. You're going to bring as many as key leaders as possible, but you're going to leave at least one of them behind to stay back with the security element. All right. This does not have to be a squad leader or team leader. All right. Bring all leaders in the middle of the 360 and brief your Gatwa. All right. And you're going to get to a point where you get eyes on the objective to formulate your plan utilizing risks, which we're about to get into. Go back, brief leaders of the plan, and allow the leaders, right, team leaders, to brief their guys on what they're doing, and then you're going to execute the plan. So, shit me, where are we? All right. Just got TTS real quick. All right. So we've been patrolling, right? We have 360 security set up. All right. I'm going to call for unit leaders to come in. All right. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. And then probably LaBelle will take over. And then yourself. All right. So, hey, come in on me. All team leaders. All right. Hey. So. Oh, then Gawa. I forgot to explain what this is. Gawa, right? This is where I'm going. Others I'm taking with me. I'm expected to return and what to do if I don't return in said time, and then acts to take on contact. All right, so you guys are all going to come with me, right? But I'll come in and be like, hey, so I'm going to bring Hennessy and Kowalski. Kowalski, I need an automatic rifleman from your team, and Hennessy, bring Grenadier from your team. All right, so also make sure we get the RTO with us. We're going to go just up here over on this hill. All right, we're going to get eyes on the objective. All right, I should be back in about 10 minutes. Okay, LaBelle, if I don't return in 10 minutes, wait another 5 minutes. I'm still not back after those 5 minutes. Attempt to reach me on the radio. If I do not respond, carry on with the plan. All right. And then if I take contact, we are going to be the base of fire. And then LaBelle, you and the element back here will be the maneuver element. All right, and if you guys take contact, we will be the base of fire. We will be the maneuver element. All right, does anyone have any questions? All right. Hennessy, Kowalski, go grab your guys and we'll kick off. They grab your guys, they kick off, they come back, right? And now we're moving. Get eyes on the objective. LaBelle, you're coming. LaBelle, you're coming.
Yeah, it's just like, he's just saying that.
I swear I said like 3 times. You guys are all coming with me.
That was really funny.
Well, you was told to pull security, hang back, and did my job.
Yeah, I said you were coming with us. Said that part.
I'm a little too hard, sorry.
Alright, so we come up here. I hope we ran in the right direction. Yeah, we did. Alright. Boom, this is our objective. Alright. Hey, check it out. Hennessy, your team is going to push over on that hill. Over there. Alright, you guys are going to cover basically that entire right side. Make sure you're watching those trees. Alright, but cover that right side. Make sure no one comes in or comes out of the objective. Kowalski, your team is going to post up about right there. Alright. You're just going to be watching that entire left side of the objective. Make sure no one comes in or comes out. The LaBelle's team is going to be the ball element. So they're going to punch right up through the middle. Alright. Fuck me, I'm sorry. I forgot to explain to you guys what risk is. Alright. So, we're on the first R of risk right now. We're reconning the objective. Alright. So what are we looking for? We're reconning the objective.
Enemies, capabilities.
What was that? I forgot to my left. I think that was Kowalski.
Yeah, enemies and emplacements, defensive positions.
So enemy position on the objective. Kind of not really, because I mean we'll know this beforehand already. Right? We get this in the war know and the mission planning. We usually have basically a good understanding of their capabilities and limitations beforehand. But enemy position on the objective, enemy position adjacent to the objective. All right, if you want an SDF, right? This is what you're looking for. Where I want to put my support of fire. Entry/breach points, right? So, I mean, we'd like to try to avoid front doors as much as possible. If we can go through a window, or just make our own entrance into the building, that's ideal, but this is our so we kind of have to use front doors.
But we're looking like, hey, where's the front door at in this mother? And then the assault position, like where do you want your guys to go through? The avenues of approach, the building layout. Okay, so there's only one building. Looks like maybe one room, two at most. Right, so we have an idea of the objective. All right, now we're on isolating the objective. All right, so isolating the objective is crucial for an attack. Isolation prevents the enemy from reinforcing a retrieve. This also allows pressure on the enemy and adjacent buildings. Build a funnel of fire, right, for the assault element to flow into the objective. All right, this is also known as a funnel of love. So if you check map, just go to the Salt Lakes again. Red objective mark, that's going to be the objective. You're isolating, this is your field of fire off of the objective. You are allowing the assault element up in the middle. Punch up the middle without having to worry about any enemy buildings here. Here. Right, depending on terrain, mission like this could be much further out that you have. And then they're push up. Right, if they need to, they can fire and move their way up. Right at the front door. Isolation makes sense.
Yeah.
And then the first is secure foothold, right? It's crucial to allow the rest of the forces to follow behind you. This is where you should be implementing SOSUR. So the assault element, right? The Bells team, in this instance, you're going to suppress, you're going to obscure, right? And then you're with the use of HE, and then reduce any enemy, right? The objective. And then moving to the second message. We're going to seize the objective. Yeah, we're going to suck on the objective. We're going to gain control, right? Another crucial aspect of risk. The risk process is maintaining momentum. Once it is gained, do not lose. All right. So we're up here, right? Already told Kowalski and Hennessy where their teams are going to be. Isolation. Upset of isolation for the Bells team to assault through the objective. Our plan is formulated. We're going to go back to the team.
Go ahead.
Right. We went back. We told the team. All right, and then now we execute the plan. LaBelle, your objective. Your objective is essentially fucking everything over there. Fuck that building. That building is on the map. Can't you put map markers while in the
No, I should have anyways. Yep.
Is this the building that we're looking at?
Yes.
Over the hill? No, it's not.
No, that's not a building. The building we were looking at was, I believe.
What does it say?
Which one was it? I think it was this one. I think it was this one.
No, it was this one that I'm looking at.
That one? Yeah, that little tiny thing.
Where's
Yeah,
that
it
one?
was-
Map.
I can give you a grid square.
Yeah, give me a grid.
Right here?
Yep, 092 166.
09216.
That's the wrong one.
This is it?
Yep,
This is
092 166.
Oh, that is it. Alright. So your objective is to take these three buildings, utilizing the risk process.
Alright. And it's a process because this is ongoing, especially in the environment. So we secure a foothold in here. Alright. And then now we're reconning the next building we want to take. And then we're setting up our isolation. So on and so forth to be.
Okay, what is that, baby?
Hennessy, Kowalski, don't shoot me in the ass.
Affirm.
You fucking mean
It's
try.
kind of hard. It's gonna be hard with a big ass like that.
Damn. Okay. Don't be looking.
Hey man.
What, baby?
I'm quoting that.
If I can hold it. Let's all hop on 175 real quick.
175.
I just made that. I don't know.
Check.
Charlie?
Give me 1 second, because there is going to be. Alright.
Oh, fuck. We're all
Is
just
it making happy face?
Yeah, something like happy face. God, the fucking happy face Kowalski. God, it's fucking firm.
Yeah, a little hair.
Fucking firm. I love how we have the exact same fucking idea.
Yeah. What if we put the
Derp. Oh no, that looks like a deranged Peppa Pig. Fucking Kevin Bacon.
make Peppa Pig really tired?
Alright, so it sucks because we don't have a lot of people, right? But pretend that you have a team with you.
The little play button.
It's not gonna be Peppa Pig, it's Kevin Bacon.
Alright. So when an enemy is in place, alright, if they start fucking shooting you before you guys get back from your laser recon, then I'll just leave you quick and I'll put him right back down. Alright? But I want you to run through the risk process with enemy. Alright?
Nope. Cool.
Who wants to be in charge?
Not me.
Oh, the bell doesn't
Is
have
Bell
to be in
in
charge. It is, the bell hasn't led anything this whole time. If the bell
Fuck.
doesn't want to, I'm not gonna.
Turn.
If he doesn't want
I'll
to,
take care of it. I got
I can be in charge.
you. Let me be in charge.
Alright, so we're in that 360 security. Alright,
Alright. Henny, I need a heavy. Alright, Henny, I need your heavy rifleman, or your heavy rifleman and rifleman. LaBelle, can I have your weapon specialist and your AT?
Cool.
And then Reeves, I need your heavy weapons and a rifleman with you.
Also, remember, you want to take as little people as possible, but you want to bring at least one automatic rifleman and at least one grenadier to help just give you a little bit of firepower.
I forgot about grenadiers. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe like one grenadier from a team and then one automatic rifleman would be
Yeah,
the ideal.
Okay. So for all three of you, those guys.
Cool.
Ready? Great.
Wait.
Automatic rifleman and a grenadier.
I remember where are we going? You're taking with you time. What to do if I don't return? And acts take on contact.
Right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over that hill. We're gonna recon on top of that hill up there. We're gonna take 5 minutes. Set up a plan. We don't come back in 5 minutes. Follow police. I don't know what happens if, like, just like send in the cat, like.
Usually it's like wait 10 more minutes, then attempt to reach me on radio, and then if you don't, if you can't reach me, usually that means you're dead. So carry on the plan, or break contact and pick up another squad. So whatever you want them to do.
Hey, firm. Okay. So yeah, if we don't come back, we'll go find us. Make sure that we're okay. If we're not okay, go link up with another squad. And break.
Break.
Break. Get on back.
All right. Got our guys. Let's roll.
Got my guy. All right. Now that we have our guys, let's go up this hill.
Up. Got it.
Go, bro, if you can. Let's get right next to each other.
Alright, I see patrol far. 150. Break. Range 200. Moving east and west. I also see times one contact. Yep. Standing to the south of the building. Does anyone see anything else?
No.
Negative.
Alright, Bell, I want you to take your guys over there. Take cover in those trees. Henny. I'm pretty sure there's a hill just to our east. Oh yeah?
Two patrol, one out of the building.
Paper, I see. 350. I want you to go. Yes, that hill. Reeves. Where's Reeves? Oh, it's just there Reeves. Can you stay up here with your guys and provide support by fire for us? I'm going to take my guy and we're going to assault the center.
Who what?
All right.
Where do you want me to set up at?
Right here's fine. Yeah.
User joined your channel.
Suppress and engage. Anything you can. What we're going to do is we're going to have the Grenadiers kick off the battle. So they're going to target both those patrols to our, they're 038 northeast. And then we'll have the other one like we'll have Hennessy's Grenadier get off by shooting a grenade on that dude by the house. And then we'll start our assault that way.
All set.
There are two buildings to our north. Got him on mine.
Okay. So once we engage, we'll have and LaBelle. LaBelle, once you're set up and you're going to engage that patrol, you're going to shift north and start suppressing anything you see on the north.
Copy. 2 times moving east.
While I'm assaulting this building to our 055. Hennessy, you're going to kill or engage anything to the east, southeast.
No, the block obviously is moved over there.
Exactly. And also, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Alright, I think that's a good plan. Does anyone have any reservations?
No.
Alright, go back, brief team. Where the fuck is oh, here it is. Alright, kids, whatever. Kick it.
Okay. So we're gonna have Hennessy on that eastern hill with his team. They're gonna be engaging the contacts to their direct east and north in that belly button dot. And then we're gonna have LaBelle's team going to the northwestern tree line there. They're gonna be engaging the patrols that are at the nipples of Kevin Bacon. That we saw the patrols, and then once they're taken out, I'll be helping with that alongside Reeves' squad. Once they're taken out, LaBelle's team is going to shift to the northwest and engage the town or the buildings to our north. To our north. I'm pretty sure it's our north. Actually, west. To our west. And then at that point, my team, Reeves' team, and Hennessy's team is going to shift and engage.
Hello.
Alright, let's go.
All right.
We're commencing on the Grenadiers fire. 45 mic, right? Yep, affirm. Yeah, affirm. That'll be pretty much all of you guys should have Grenadiers on your team. So that'll be Henny, Lowell, and Reeves.
All set.
Affirm. So I'll count it down, and then we'll have Grenadiers open up. Reeves, do you have a GL, do you? No. Okay, I had a GL myself, so just be LaBelle and Henny.
Let's get it.
Are you guys prepped?
Are you the assault element?
Yeah, affirm.
Alright. My team's prepped.
All set.
Alright, Raj, let's engage in 3, 2, 1. Engage. Alright, it looks like everyone's down to our east and northeast. Let's have LaBelle start shifting to the northwest. Reeves, do you see anything else up there?
No, press.
Okay, affirm. Could I have you start shifting to the northwest?
LaBelle, isolate that right side, isolate the left side. Which building are you getting at Xbox?
Okay, right now I'm taking heavy contact from the north towns. Can I have Bell shift towards us here? Or towards me? Can I have your fire team shift towards me? Henny, feel free to move your fire team over some as well to engage. If you don't have shots on them along the ridge.
I'm gonna shoot a rocket at the building.
Affirm.
Back's clear. Send it.
Alright, and you
set
set
it
up on our pause.
I'll start moving. I can pop operation for you guys.
Affirm, do so. When we see smoke, we'll get moving forward.
Alright, yeah, operation impression. So, let's move.
Alright, Henny, get moving. Bell, Henny, on your 6.
Copy. Break down, you guys.
Affirm. Alright, all clear.
I don't know if I'm around, but I hope that like the shit that I'm giving y'all.
You're on whisper.
Motherfucker.
There we go.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not on ground with you guys. Like, I hope this course. Like, I hope I'm not just doing it for no reason. I'm saying.
No. So honestly, yeah, it's a lot of shit. But it's definitely very good. Yeah, like I have good leadership experience, but this is like another level. Like this is all
Dude, I beg you guys. All right. I don't know why the other squads don't do it, why the other teams don't do it. Take this back to the ground, guys. That's the purpose of this. What's the point of you guys having these tools, not diminishing them to the other guys? It's completely pointless. You know what I mean? We're almost done. We got about like 10 more minutes, and it's just gonna be we're just gonna be talking.
He's lying.
All right. So talk about terrain, right? Key terrain. All right. What is key terrain?
Key terrain? Oh. Hello. Yeah, like a high point or like a terrain with hard cover, good hard cover.
It can be bigger than that, right? Tactically, key terrain. What?
Are you talking like the major terrain features? Like the hill, valley, stuff like that?
Kind of. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, basically. So terrain is, or key terrain is any terrain that gives an advantage to attacker or defender seized, right? It's like high ground. Like high ground is great to hold defense at because this provides good observation and clear fields of fire. right? Or water crust crossings, mountain gaps, road junctions. These can be utilized as transportation choke points. All right, what can you use as an attacker, or what can you do at a transportation choke point as an attacker? Like a sharp an ambush, right? Like you see this convoy coming through to an intersection, right? What do you do at an intersection?
Like set up a 360.
Well, typically when you're driving an intersection, you at least stop, right? And if you don't stop, you're going to slow down, right? So you think that first Vic pass through, the second Vic pass through, and then that. Once that third Vic, like it's 5 Vics, that third Vic hits it, right? Once they slow down to make that turn, fucking open up on them and everyone behind them. It's going to separate the convoy. It's going to disperse their fires, right? Because you're doing the first Vic. What they would all do is essentially just push out the kill zone, relocate, reorientate themselves, and then start their attack where they get out there. Right, but if you do a third Vic in the middle, right, this kind of stops, or this kind of halt the Vics behind them. Right. So stop that third Vic and then just start fucking hitting the fourth, fifth Vic. Right. And this is how you can use road justice. What about like dense woods, rivers, mountains, or lakes? How do you think you could use these?
Concealment movement into a close ambush that's a far ambush.
Kind of. You're thinking a little, like you're not wrong, right? You're thinking too small. Think bigger scale.
I mean, a big defensive like line, like a front line or something. I guess it does.
Kind of, right? So let's say you're in a defense, right? And there's an extremely large body of water, right? Or you're attacking a position, but there's an extremely large body of water off the left or right of that position. How could you use that body of water to your advantage? Or even extremely dense woods. I don't know if you guys ever patrolled through like extremely dense woods. It fucking sucks and you're slow as fuck.
Yeah.
Reeves.
Dude, how did you want to do this on Reforger, bro? This is like, there's no way.
Dude, we could have fired and moved on Reforger, right? We could have gone to an actual like enemy objective and done our got one risk. You know what I'm saying?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.